Hello. So lately we've been doing some talking about like Russian sanctions and stuff, or sanctions on Russia. But today we're going to be going back to our to my roots, so to speak. Um, One of the like only reporting beats that I'm actually really good at or decent at is conspiracy communities, especially flat earthers. Um, so if the title of today's stream, which is why the vaccine rap guy, aka Alex Stein, doesn't like me anymore, doesn't make sense. Hopefully, it'll begin to make sense. So, who the hell is Alex Stein? Well, if you know Alex Stein at all, and you most likely don't, no disrespect to Alex, um, you know him from one of a few viral videos. The first one you probably know him from is his troll videos at the Dallas, what's it called, City Hall, or their city council, where he would go and rap about vaccination. So I'll just show you one video of what I'm talking about so you can get the gist. Again, we don't endorse this here on the Paul Asconi show. This is shown for
Alex Stein
purposes only. Not gonna watch this whole thing, just long enough to get the gist of Alex Stein. Is that loud enough? I think it'll get louder.
Barely. Right on time. Okay. Whew, let me catch my breath. Sorry, guys. Okay. My name's Alex Stein. I'm here
something about Alex
today.
Stein. So Alex Stein is a flat earther. He's a conspiracy theorist. Basically anything you think of: moon landing, 9/11, COVID vaccines, etc. Why he's interesting is that he started as someone who was kind of like a conservative normie, but who believed in some conspiracy theories, including the flat Earth, but who believed that some politics is real, that Donald Trump might be cool, that Nancy Pelosi might, actually be opposing Trump instead of them being on the same side. And then he gradually transitioned to a full-blown truther where all politics is fake, or at least most of it. I wrote a blog about this, and he actually read it out loud on the stream, so I'll show that too quickly. So he's aware of my writing. We know each other. Like, I've texted him, we've texted back and forth. But as a result of this video and another video, people who watched Fox News would have became aware of him, because I think Sean Hannity showed one of these videos, Ben Shapiro showed one. A lot of conservatives retweeted it. I think he was invited on the Blaze TV. I've been trying to refine that video. And so when I inboxed him on Instagram, I was like, I don't think these people know that you're a flat earther. They don't seem to know. He responded, I can actually just show the screenshots, because why not? I didn't mean anything by it. I was just like, it doesn't seem like they know that you're a flat earther. And he was offended by that comment.
Thank you.
And I didn't mean
Alexander Stein.
Stop talking. And then blocked me on Instagram. So let me find the screenshots for that, so I can show you what the hell I'm talking about. And in it, it's interesting that he denies being a flat earther. So I say, it doesn't seem like any of the normies sharing your trans protest video know you're a flat earther. So this was in reference to his a specific video. I forget what the context was, but he responded saying, "Paul, why are you such a douchebag loser?" This caught me by surprise. Lamau, what? What does that comment mean? They don't know I'm a flat earther. I say, I'm looking at tweets from Andy No and others who are sharing your vid. Doesn't seem like they're aware that you're a flat earther. There's a second screenshot. I'm not a flat earther, you retard. I'm a geocentrist. You don't think the earth is flat? I'm blocking you because you're a weirdo trying to start drama. Definitely not trying to start drama, bro. Then he blocked me. So I have to use like a different account, because his account is open, so I just use my other Instagram account to keep track of his stuff. But I don't think I can contact him anymore, sadly. Alex was an interesting guy. I like talking to him. But here he flatly denies being a flat earther. So that's the context. But let me just show you the first video where he went really viral. There's another one a bit earlier than this, but this is like the first big one.
Barely, right on time. Okay. Whew, let me catch my breath. Sorry, guys. Okay.
So
My
anyway,
name's
this is
Alex
him
Stein.
trolling the
I'm
Dallas
here
City Council
today
for nothing about
because we got to
vaccines. He's
vaccinate
an
our
anti-vaxxer.
children. You know, we really don't have enough vaccines. Like, they're not mandatory, and that's the problem. We got to mandate these vaccines. So I've figured a way where I think we can make it, I don't know, like, I guess more hip and cool for, my phone's not working. I'm trying to get, what I want to say is we got to vaccinate our kids. We have to vaccinate them fast and early. But of course my phone's not playing. But I had a song that I wanted to do. And of course, it never works when you're trying to make it work. But I guess we'll just have to freestyle it. But would the real Dr. Fauci please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Vaccinate your mom. Vaccinate your dad. Vaccinate the happy. Vaccinate the sad. Vaccinate your babies. Vaccinate them even if they got rabies. Vaccinate my life. Vaccinate my wife. Vaccinate your DNA. Vaccine created by the CIA. Vaccinate your body. Vaccinate me at the party. Vaccination freak. Vaccinate me at the party, a vaccine dream. I love the vaccine all day long. I want to vaccinate your mom. I want to stick it deep in your arm. Oh my, where are you? I want time. 99 on the grind all the time. I blow your mind. I spit the rhyme. I commit the crime. I'm always on time because I'm 99. Alex Stein, and I grind and shine and I blow your mind. One more time. Vaccinate your mind. Vaccinate your body. Vaccinate your life. Leave your vaccination party. I love y'all. Peace. God bless. Follow my Instagram. IG.
Your time is up.
Primetime Stein.
Thank you. Brian Wellington.
So, that's when he went. That's when regular Norman conservatives picked him up without knowing anything about him, without knowing that he's a flat earther or a dinosaur denier, which we'll get into. So hang on, what's the next tab? I got to plow through all of these tabs tonight, so we're gonna be listening to things on accelerated speeds. We're gonna be blasting through this. We'll see what my RAM can handle. See, which one is this? Oh, this is the episode. So he hosts a conspiracy podcast, or used to. I don't know. I think it might be canceled. Called the Baby Truther Show. And he read my blog on it. Like I said, I actually have a live stream about that already, but so I won't dwell on this. But just to show you that like we had a relationship. That he read a blog written by me.
Inquiries. He tells me that all big name conspiracy theories are controlled opposition designed to is ironically a co-host on the whatever. That's the same thing they do with these, politics.
Opportunity to maybe apologize, but it's gonna.
He is a patron.
So that's me, Paul Mulholland. Right, this is a blog I wrote called QAnon is Baby Truther Talk. Very interesting blog. You should definitely read it. I think my blog is linked on my all my YouTube videos, so you can check it out. But he reads his whole thing from beginning to end, the whole goddamn thing, and then he inboxed me on Instagram. Was like, well, "You should come on the show and talk about it," and I did. And I'm going to show you that briefly. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but you can find this video on Rockfin if you want to watch it, or I can just send you a link if anyone's curious. But let's see, where the hell am I? Where am I? I think I come in around the 2 hour. No, it's before the 2 hour mark. Fuck. Where the hell am I? Is this me? No. Here I am. Blue shirt, gorgeous. Let me start from the beginning.
Know everything about Mark Sargent, everything. Paul.
So I'll just show like the first.
Where's the
minute.
honey? And I told him we don't have any.
This is when
and he
I
gave me
went
this
on the
look
Baby
as if
Truther
I just
show.
said I murder babies, and he was just appalled. So from then on, Miss and I, we make sure we always have plenty of honey. All right, what's up, Paul? Paul in the house.
Dog!
That's me.
Paul, I
We
didn't
got-
re-
Wrong one.
Alex.
There you go.
What?
Paul,
got double
Paul,
Pauls.
see, I
Nice
liked
to
your
see you
article,
again.
and Jaron freaking hates it.
Yeah,
But
I'm a
I
fan.
thought you were. How do you know everything about Mark Sargent, everything about the Baby Truther show, and you're not a truther? What the? I call bullshit.
So I watch all the free Baby Truthers on YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't sub to Rockfin yet. I do have to get
I do
around to
now.
that. So I watched all your episodes, as you can probably tell. I think I've missed a couple.
How
Is
dare you.
Rose still on?
Oh. No, she's gone.
Oh, because
Yeah,
I know
she had to
when
leave.
you were-
You should have
She
come
wants
on
you to.
earlier.
She wants you to do an
microphones.
She
interview. on it.
wanted to talk to you. Yeah, you got to come on next week. So
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
just
do
talk
that.
real quick.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll just
I
talk real
didn't
quick
go
because
on it
Paul,
this
I
week. I
liked
should
it. I
have. I
thought it
didn't
was
follow
still
it.
written well. I think it was done well. But keep going. I don't want to kiss your ass because I can't believe you're not a truther.
So it does the article.
Okay, so there you go. So that establishes that point. Do I have anything else? Oh, this is him rapping out abortion at the Dallas City Council. This is like his first viral video, I think. May have the order wrong. I'm pretty sure that was his first one. But I think you get the point. He raps. He likes going to city halls and trolling them. Well, I don't know if I need to show this. Well, anyway, before he was a truther and a podcaster, he was like a reality show actor. He was an extra in at least one movie, like one of the Spider-Man movies. He was an aspiring actor and comedian. So this is him. He had a TV show called Single Guy Dating Habits. So this is him, I guess, like promoting his show. We could watch a couple minutes of this.
Cast single awareness. You already know what it is. Hold on a second. Let's stop the tape right now. Look, we're live, aren't we? Because you guys have me reading. Wait, this is so funny. They have me reading from a teleprompter, and I'm a radio girl. So let's start this all over. I knew I was going to mess this up. Here we go.
You did not.
Welcome back to the broadcast.
8
Single
years old.
Awareness
This was
Hour,
February
sponsored by Blue
2014.
Martini Lounge. Our next guest will be starring in a brand new reality show on Bravo, all about the single guy's dating habits. And here to tell us more is Mr. Alex Stein.
Dee Dee,
Thank you. I'm just, it's a pleasure to be here with such beautiful ladies. And, you know, let me tell you something about this new show. It's about dating. And, guys, dating, my favorite Pat Benatar song is called Love is a Battlefield. I'm sure you've heard that song. Because love is a battlefield. You're going to
No
go
one
out there,
knew
you're going
that
to get
he
your
was-
heart
I don't know
broken.
if he was
But
a
you got to
father
just,
to that.
you
I
know,
don't know
wake
how
up in the morning, put your boots back on, and go search for love again. Because life's not easy. You know, and love's not easy.
When that song was out, come on.
No, I wasn't, but I'm, I had Napster. I can download it. I legally downloaded it and listened to it. But Pat Benatar said it best. I mean, there's no promises, no demands, because you know you have somebody and you're trying to find somebody to help you. But really and truly, we're all here looking for love, right? And it's not easy to find. And it's those people that are scared to go and go off the ledge and that are scared to put themselves out there that'll never find love, Dee Dee. And so that's why I'm here to kind of show you that you got to put yourself out there. You got to be available. To a woman to find a woman.
Okay, but you're saying put yourself out there online.
Well,
is that what you're
that's,
saying?
my show is about online dating, so that's what it is. Why online dating is good? Because this is 2014, DD. You know, everybody's got a computer, everybody's got the internet. You go to the bar, you're gonna have some drunk guy hitting on you, probably touching you or something. But with the internet, you don't have that. I'm saying, I know. Well, I'm saying you got a guy, you put yourself out there, But on the internet, you're able to see if the guy has a good job, if he's got kids. You're allowed to find the right attributes, and you're able to find what you're looking for easier. I mean, it's like anything. You go into
He had
Google,
a history
you type
before the flat earth stuff. But I don't know if there's probably some other things I can show you like what he's like. Oh, this is him on the Blaze. I can use that. That's interesting. That'll come in handy later. There was one podcast where he just went insane. Actually, there's a few podcasts where he just went nuts and like took his shirt off and started. I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know, it just gives you some insight into Alex Stein, the man. Because we're doing a deep dive in Alex Stein today. He's probably the most famous streamer that I have a personal relationship with.
Get the lid off my pants, Shay! Get the lid off my pants, Shay!
Instead of like a hype
Let's go!
Mayo! I got Mayo!
Let's keep moving. So I think this is him, because remember in the Instagram chats he denies being a flat earther.
But this is the problem with Joe Biden is we know that he can't speak, he can't function. He even trolled himself by saying, "Let's go, Brandon." You know what I mean? So,
I agree.
And so, guys,
Hang on, this is more recent. We'll come back to this. I don't know why I started playing, but this in February 4th, 2021 was it wasn't called the Baby Truther yet, but this was like the proto Baby Truther show. I forget when the first episode of the Baby Truther show was, but him and two other flat earthers, David
have a free
White,
pass. I'll be doing that after.
probably the second, maybe the third, arguably the first most influential flat earther alive now. He's probably second behind Mark Sargent. Arguably third behind Dubé, but I would put Weiss ahead of Dubé. And then Jaron, another influential flat earther and general conspiracy theorist, and then Alex Stein. This would eventually evolve into the Baby Truther show, the three of them, and then they would add Rose 777 briefly. I don't know if they're still running the show. I think now that Alex is probably moving away. But this is a flat Earth conspiracy podcast, so we'll just run a clip of this just to show you what I'm talking about.
You'll be doing an interview. I'll be checking that. It's 4th and 5th, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So people might want to check that out. Seems very cool.
And me and Jeroni or whatever, is that everyone's saying, when am I going to go up against Fight the Flat Earth? The answer is never.
Good call.
Hey, no. Is a tool that the only reason you would do it is to wake up everybody else, but the people watching it will just be all the scumbags that follow him. I'm not interested. And then anyone that else will be our people, and it's not worth it. What is that energy with that dirty, disgusting, slimy piece of shit? I'm not interested. And I'm being nice.
Listen what happened. Listen what happened to me on Modern Day Debate. James didn't even ask me. He agreed to a moon debate with Fight the Flat Earth. Fight the Flat Earth has been emailing me to debate me, and I just ignored it because he sent this disgusting message to Nathan Thompson on Christmas, telling him like, you're a loser, you lost your channel. This just really weird Christmas message. So I've been ignoring Fight the Flat Earth, but he set up a debate with James, and I canceled it. But that guy's so toxic, dude. There's a campaign, David, of him going after flat earthers, people like us, to try to debate him. There's no way I would want to entertain that fucking guy. It would make no sense. How would it benefit one bit getting in his toxic world? Dude, there's a campaign, David, of him going after flat earthers, people like us, to try to debate him. There's no way I would want to entertain that fucking guy. It would make no sense. How would it benefit?
Hang on.
Dude, there's a campaign, David, of him going after flat earthers, people like us, to try to debate him. There's no way I would want to entertain that fucking guy. It would make no sense. How would it benefit one bit getting in his toxic world?
Now let me ask you a question, Jaron. Is he just a total bawling idiot, or does he have an agenda?
But he would.
Those guys have real.
So they're talking about Modern Day Debates, which is a YouTube channel that hosts debates that are often kind of weird. But I don't know, it's done okay. But Alex Stein actually would do a debate with Modern Day Debates, and I can show you that. This is the debate is called Trevor, I think Val or Valley. He's like a pop archaeologist. I don't really know much about him. I think he's been on Joe Rogan, and he's like a dinosaur guy. I don't know anything about it besides that. Versus Alex Stein. The debate is, are dinosaurs fake? Alex Stein is on the yes side. So we'll run some of this. We can't watch the whole thing because it's an hour and a half. But
us tonight, as well as our other guest, Alex. They are both linked in the description, folks. In fact, I'm going to throw Steve McRae's link down there as well, as we appreciate Steve's help. And want to let you know, last night, very embarrassing, folks, very embarrassing, our Matt Dillahunty debate with Stuart Nettle has been rescheduled. So if you were there, you saw that flop. Our connection was pretty bad. So we are going to have that debate. It's going to be in the next week. And so with that, very excited for tonight's debate. Here's how it's going to work format-wise. We are going to start with Dr. Trevor Vail, who will have his opening statement. He can use as many as 10 to 12 minutes. That's up to him. Then we'll have that same opening from Alex Stein, same as in same in length. So it could be 1 minute up to 10 to 12 minutes, and then open conversation followed by Q&A. So if you happen to have a question, feel free to fire it into the old live chat. If you tag me with @ModernDayDebate, makes it easier for me to get every question in that list. So thanks so much. We are going to kick it over. Well, first let me just say we are thrilled again. Thank you so much, Alex and Dr. Trevor Vale, for being here. It's a true pleasure to have you guys.
Thank you. And it's Valley, and I'm not a doctor, just a master.
You got it. Thank you very much. My mistake on that. And thank you very much. Appreciate your peacefulness and flexibility. And Alex, you as well. Thanks so much for being here.
I took 1 semester of pre-med, so I prefer to be called doctor. If you don't mind, call me Dr. Stein the rest of the debate. If you could do that.
See if we can swing that. It's like
thank you.
your father, Kent Hovind. But we will kick it off with Alex Stein with his opening. Or no, I'm sorry about that. Trevor, we're going first with his opening. The floor is all yours.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Trevor Valley. I'm the paleontologist, so you can probably figure out what side of this debate, quote unquote, debate I'm on. I've been a paleontologist for more than a decade. I was a field biologist before that. I've excavated fossils in 25 to 30 different fossil localities across 4 different countries. Been on the Discovery Channel, History Channel, Nat Geo, Science Channel, a few other things. I don't have a YouTube channel to monetize like Alex does, but you can find me on Twitter on @Tattoos and Bones.
In this debate, Trevor Valley really goes for like the angle that Alex Stein is a grifter who's just in it for the money. At this point in his career, that was an outrageous thing to say. There's not a lot of money in being a flat earther. I'm only aware of one who's able to make a living out of it, and that's Jaron Campanella, Jaronism, and he's not really living that well. And he does some other things on the side, like he does like crypto consulting and production and stuff. Alex Stein makes his living in used cars and bail bonds, and some money streaming. To the extent that Alex is a grifter, is that he used this conspiracy stuff and is selling out essentially to become a conservative normie, which is we'll expand on a bit. Denying that dinosaurs are real, which he's going to do in this debate, is kind of outside normal conservative politics, which is why I had to download this video, because I think sooner or later Alex is just going to scrub everything he has relating him to like dinosaur denial and flat earth. So it's important that this stuff gets archived. So anyway, we'll keep going. But Trevor Valley several times is going to call him a grifter. There's no basis for that at this stage of his career. It's become true, but it wasn't true then. And in general, for flat earthers, it's not true at all.
Topic is, dinosaurs don't exist. Well, that's straight off the bat bullshit. My opponent, Alex, if you saw the last debate, he likes to steal bullshit talking points from other completely ignorant grifters like Eric Dubé, who get everything wrong. And he'll tell you that all the fossils in museums are fake and dinosaurs weren't discovered until after the word dinosaur was created, and then it was all a conspiracy to quote, make money. But what dinosaur Alex Jones won't tell you is that fossils were documented by Greeks in the 5th and 6th centuries BCE, also by Augustine in the 5th century CE, and he would know that if he actually read Ancient Fossil Discoveries and Interpretations by Adrian Meyer in the Oxford Handbooks of Animals and Classical Thought. He won't tell you that Chinese dragon fossils, which were dinosaurs, were discussed in the Western Jin Dynasty around 265 the Common Era. Won't tell you that Ibn Sina, a Persian naturalist, in 1027 discovered and discussed fossils and fossilization. Won't talk about the 1676 Megalosaurus femur that Robert Plott discovered. He thought it was part of a Roman war elephant or maybe even a biblical giant. He won't talk about Edward Lild's 1699 sauropod tooth. Won't discuss Cuvier, the father of paleontology.
Ancient giants is actually how some flat earthers slip out of this. They just say that they are the prehistoric giants talked about in the Bible. They lived alongside humans and no longer exist, but they're not millions of years old. Some flat earthers take that route, not all of them. I don't actually remember which route.
Who unfortunately was a horrible racist piece of shit and a creationist. That in the 1790s he discussed fossils and natural geology. Christopher Pegg talked about a Megalosaurus jaw in 1797. John Kidd had Megalosaurus fragments in 1815. William Buckland discussed the Megalosaurus between 1815 and 1824. Named it in 1822. The Mantell family, discovered the iguanodon in 1822. Paleontology was coined in 1822. Mary Anning found pterosaurs, ichthyosaurs, and all that in the mid 1800s. I think around 1828 or 1830. The Oglala Lakota Nation found fossils in the 1830s. William Benstead had an iguanodon that was discovered in 1834. But he will tell you about the 1858 hadrosaur discovery that he throws out about Leedy, the anatomist, and Folk, the geologist, and Hopkins, who was a miner and had absolutely no idea what he found. But he won't tell you that they were actually discovered 20 years earlier in 1838. And he says one bone was found when actually it was 8 teeth, part of other dental battery fragments, parts of the, let's see here, upper left jaw, 16 parts of the spine, part of the right shoulder, upper and lower left arm, left and right parts of the pubis and the hips, the left leg with the femur, tibia, and fibula intact, foot bones, and the toe. Richard Owen, Sir Richard Owen, pardon me, the old world creationist and anti-Darwinian evolutionist.
So one thing that dinosaur deniers
actually
really
coined
harp
the
on
dinosaur
is the fact that it's extremely rare for an entire dinosaur skeleton to be recovered. In fact, I don't know if it's ever happened. In fact, it's rare to even find a majority of a skeleton. Usually what they do is that they have to draw inferences from skeletons based off other parts. So if you have like the first 10% of one skeleton and you have the next 20% of another one, you do this a few times, you can kind of figure out what goes where. And you can also use inferences from modern species too. So dinosaur deniers would say, oh, well, you don't even have the full skeleton. These are cats. These are inferences. So he's kind of getting ahead.
Taxon and taxonomy, another term that Alex doesn't know. He coined that term in 1841, and then discarded them, the iguanodon, the megalosaurus, etc., as big lizards. He derided the Mantell family that found them, and he actually coined the term dinosauria to take the credit. And he even mentioned in his pre-show about Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Marsh, who were students of Leedy, and how they were fighting during the Bone Wars. Yeah, he'll talk about that, but he won't talk about that dinosaurs are found on every single continent. Natural history museums are some of the least funded museums in the world, but he will say that the fossils are fake, that their replicas are casts. But the problem is replica or cast doesn't mean fake. It means copy, and copies require an original. For example, Sue, the Tyrannosaur in the Field Museum, that mount is 90% fossil. The only things that aren't are a few vertebrae, bits of the rib cage, the arm, the left foot, and the skull, because the original skull weighs over 600 pounds and it's on display near the mount. So they had to make a replica, a copy of that in order to mount it. He also won't talk about famous fossils that weren't found by paleontologists, completely destroying his argument, part of the quote-unquote museum industrial complex, such as a T-Rex relative discovered by a 7-year-old, a horned dinosaur discovered by a nuclear physicist, the dueling dinosaurs, an incredibly famous set of skeletons, including a completely 100% intact T-Rex that was found by Rancher, the Alberta mummified ankylosaur that was found by miners. Let's see, there's Leonardo the duckbill, who was found by an outdoorsman. Oh yeah, and hey, Alex is in Dallas. The Nodosaur found in Texas, that was found by a 5-year-old. None of these people are professional paleontologists. Yet, supposedly it's this grand conspiracy that we're all in it to make money. Sure. But the thing is, he says dinosaurs are fake. Well, what about all the other fossils not in the Mesozoic, such as during the Cambrian period or during the Ice Age? Like this woolly mammoth tooth right here that I personally pulled out of an ice cave in Siberia. What about those fossils? Why aren't they also fake? Oh, just dinosaurs. Right. The thing is, it's a completely made-up controversy. And Alex embraces that because he won't tell you that he has zero actual knowledge or experience in the topic, zero actual knowledge of the scientific process, zero knowledge about anything functional in the topic. He won't tell you that he's a trust fund baby. He's a failed stand-up comic. He's a failed wannabe television personality and a celebrity hobnobber, failed Instagram. Influencer, and he started this YouTube channel, the Conspiracy Castle thing, because he was bored during the COVID epidemic. He trolls and manufactures controversy for notoriety, like the whole eye mask for COVID masks things. Come on, man. He accepts donations and money to do this on the YouTube channel because his YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes only, not for information. What are you up to tonight? What, $71 so far? He calls for a respectful debate, yet mocks and derides me and the entire topic during his pre-show. Alex is a disingenuous lying fraud. He reduces actual scientific literacy and overall trust of actual experts. And he's embracing this new wave idiocy of dinosaur denial that was started virally with the group Christians Against Dinosaurs. Now, he said in his pre-show that I would say he's part of that group. He's not, but he's riding their coattails. That group was a hoax group created in 2015 by people that were connected to Landover Baptist parody site. It went viral with a host of satire videos. I turned around and debunked them in the following February. because they did some fake Photoshop protest photos. Yeah, the whole idea of this started gaining traction about 2006, 2008. A little bit of the parody started with the Christians for Michelle Bachmann group on Facebook in 2014, and that birthed the Christians Against Dinosaurs faux movement. And unfortunately,
I
satire
remember
and parody like that.
Christians for Michelle Bachmann. That was like a thing when I was in high school. That channel was hilarious. It was a great parody channel. I'm going to see if that still exists. Actually.
Whilst funny, encourages jackass grifters like Alex to latch onto that invented controversy and try and monetize it.
That was a
So,
page.
Alex, what you don't realize is that the entire point of science is fuck around and find out. Well, you did, and you're about to. So here's the thing, you wish.com version of Logan Paul. You have two options. Either concede the argument, apologize for grifting, and disconnect from this stream, or go ahead and rage quit and claim you had a connection issue or something. Because you have no point, you have no real argument. You are only doing this in order to gain followers on YouTube. And quite honestly, it's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, but
thanks so much. We will kick it over to Alex for his opening as well. And I've got the timer set for you. The floor is all yours.
So I just want to start off by saying thank you very much. I really appreciate that introduction. I think that was very well spoken, and I think you have done your research on me. I really appreciate that. And I know you ended your thing with a bunch of personal insults, but I don't want to get on the personal insult thing because I understand that you've been a paleontologist for over 10 years and you've studied this stuff. And so me calling out all the fraud in paleontology, like the disinformation that has gone out and all of the fraud that paleontology is based on, it hurts your feelings.
So anyway, the reason why I'm showing this video, we're going to listen to his opening statement, is because this is the stuff that Alex is going to have to conceal if he wants to make it big in the conservative normie podcast industry. If he wants to get a job on Blaze TV, which I have some proof that he's trying to get, and I'll elaborate on that later in the stream. But this is the stuff that in the coming months, maybe longer, we'll see what the timeline is, that Alex might look into taking.
To hear that, and so I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but basically I just want to start with the whole dinosaur scam. Like you said, it basically goes back to Marsh and Co. So you have this guy O.C. Marsh, and you have this guy Drinker Cope. And basically what they did is they learned about dinosaurs from this guy named Joseph Leidy. And Joseph Leidy was their mentor. And Cope and Marsh did so much paleontological fraud, I don't even know if that's the right word, that their mentor, Joseph Leidy, actually ended up quitting paleontology. So you got a guy, I'm arguing with a guy that wasn't even the founder of paleontology, Trevor Valley, yet the guy that even founded it quit because the people that he taught paleontology to, O.C. Marsh and Drinker Co. were such frauds that their dinosaurs in museums to this day are still a lie. Up until 2015, the Brontosaurus, which was misclassified by Marsh and Co., they both classified it as different species of dinosaurs, was still in museums up until 2015. So that gives you a little feeling in my stomach that they are using this fraud, these lies of dinosaur bones, and putting them in museums to make money. So you can call me a grifter to try to make money. You do the same thing. You say that these dinosaur bones are millions of years old, yet you don't even know how to properly carbon date them, or the radiometric dating process is so inaccurate. They can take lava that has just came out of a volcano and hardened and measure that, and it dates millions of years old. So the technology they're using to date these dinosaur bones is provably false and unreliable. So I agree. There are reptiles. There are Komodo dragons. There are big animals. We have elephants. We have giraffes. And they were around a long time ago, thousands of years ago. And those animals died and sediment went on top of them. But that doesn't make them 65 million years old. Now, for my first example, I want to talk about the coelacanth fish. The coelacanth fish is a fish was supposedly 65 million years old. This fish was supposedly extinct.
I don't know what episode this was of his show. I actually might be able to track this down for another time, but I did call into a show to explain to him why evolution is real, because he doesn't believe in evolution. Neither do most of his colleagues. And normally I don't argue with flat earthers because it's not worth it, because you have to know everything about the topic. Evolution is something that I actually do know a lot about. So I remember calling into a show to explain to him why evolution is real, and I remember people giving me a hard time in the chat. And he wasn't able to answer anything. He was just like, "Oh, I mean, that's interesting. Maybe you've got a point." But the stuff he would ask, like at first, like, why do monkeys still exist? When did a monkey give birth to a human? Like those kinds of questions, where it's just a sign that you don't understand what the argument is. You don't understand what people who believe in evolution believe, right? So all you have to do is explain it to him. And anyway, I'll see if I can find that. It's the only time I ever called into a conspiracy show, to argue with someone. Sometimes I have called into conspiracy shows to force an interview. Like when someone doesn't want to talk to media, I'll call in and pretend to be a fan and ask a question that seems innocent enough, and they'll answer it because it's a call-in show. So the only time I ever called into arguing was for evolution.
That's right. They had the fossil record of the coelacanth fish. Look this up. Coelocanthe. I can't even spell it, but it's a coelacanth fish. And basically, they end up finding the fish. And they say that this fish is 65 million years old. Well, the problem is that fish forgot to evolve like everything else. So you have to realize the reason why they lie and they tell you that these bones that are in our generational life with humans, the reason why they say that they are dinosaurs is because they have to fill in the holes of the evolutionary fraud. They have to date the Earth and make it seem that it's much older than it really is. So these dinosaurs are a cute little way to make money and to lie to us and take away our significance. Now, I know that sounds conspiratorial, but I'm telling you, when you look at the foundation that paleontology
does sound conspiratorial. When he talks about significance, this is also why he thinks like because if you believe the Earth was flat, you might ask a question like, why would they bother to hide it? Why not just say the Earth is flat? Who gives a shit? If it were true, most flat earthers, well, there's a couple ways of responding to this, but the key one is that they say that it conceals the creator, and it makes people feel small about themselves. Because if you believe the Earth is round, you won't believe in God, which isn't true, because most people who believe in God believe that it's round, and that therefore you will make yourself feel insignificant because you're not part of a plan. Evolution apparently does the same thing. They'll say things like they want you to believe that you evolved from a monkey, or that you started as pond scum, which neither of these things, scientists don't say either of those things. These are caricatures of what scientists say. Also, believing I evolved from a different primate doesn't actually make me feel insignificant, just knowing that fact. And so, but anyway, they'll say that since it makes you believe insignificant, it makes you easier to control, which I also don't believe. So the evolution is like a psyop to make people more compliant, and it's a very strained argument. But that's what he's talking about when he talks about evolution is to make you feel insignificant. It's supposed to make you politically compliant so that you believe other lies. It's dumb, but that's what the argument is.
was built on. It was built on absolute fraud. So if you build a house on a foundation like that, then the house is going to collapse and the whole industry is bullcrap. And then you look at a girl like Mary Schweitzer who found a dinosaur that had soft tissue still. If something's 65 million years old, how can a dinosaur bone have soft tissue? It can't, because these paleontologists, they can't figure out how old these rocks are. They don't know. They tell you like they know. And that's my problem. My problem starts with guys finding the Trachodon. They found a tooth and they extrapolated a whole entire dinosaur. Now, I'm not saying there aren't big lizards, but how can you take a tooth and tell me how big its penis is or how many eyes it has? You can't. And all the dinosaurs in the museums are fake, and they have to piece them together with other dinosaurs. So they are a fraud. You can't take what you see in the museum as reality, and they present it as real. So that's my problem. My problem is with the fraud that dinosaurs are presented as a matter of fact. Yet they have fish, coelacanth fish that they say are dinosaurs that are here today. We don't even have every single species of animal found here on Earth right now. Yet they tell you that they were able to find dinosaurs while they were fighting as they were dying. They got hit with an asteroid and died. Yeah, right. That's the biggest lie I've ever seen in my life. Yet they want to perpetrate that because that's how they age the Earth. They want to tell you that dinosaurs are real when they're not. Yes, we have some old bones, but they're not a T-Rex. A T-Rex isn't anatomically correct. You can look, there's only 15 T-Rexes ever even found. That's not enough for you to tell me that that's the reason why fossil fuels exist. So the fossil fuel lie was created by the Rockefellers at the Geneva Convention in order to make a scarcity, a false scarcity. So dinosaurs are like that. It's another manipulation tactic by the social engineers. And you have guys that are paleontologists. Yeah, there's old rocks, but you're looking at an old rock and you're dating an old rock with inaccurate dating machinery. So you don't know how old it is. And the reason why that I'm actually really personally touched by this topic, though, Trevor, is here in Texas, there's a place, Dinosaur Valley Park. And the reason why Dinosaur Valley Park is, interesting because it's in Glen Rose, Texas. And basically a little bit about Dinosaur Valley Park. In Glen Rose, there was a family in 1908 that would sell dinosaur fossils. And they actually thought there was all these dinosaurs there. But it ended up finding out that they were carving these rocks and selling them. And these people were moonshiners. So when you look at the basis of the foundation of paleontology, it's always been a carnival scam. Even Barnum Brown, one of the main guys to start paleontology, was named after P.T. Barnum, the circus MC. So I'm telling you guys, these are fraud. These are grifters. There's a reason. These are the real grifters. There's reasons it's always kids that find these she cells because they tell, oh, hey, kid, go dig over there. It's just like the Addams family in Glen Rose, Texas. It is all bull.
Anyway, this is him on the Blaze.
Imagine you're the president, you're the leader of the free world, and you don't even know the same inside joke about you.
This is from last month. You're not going to hear him talk about dinosaurs or flat Earth on this. I don't even know if he talks about anti-vax. So I guess we'll just listen to it. We'll probably click a little earlier.
Big meetings, were like
the ones that matter.
Yes, basically, you have to be like. Or whatever.
Or a new discovery they found.
Yeah.
All that and more coming up, and it all starts right now.
I think this is where he's trying to get. Blaze TV vlogged him. So I guess he's done 2 others.
Hey, welcome to the News and Why It Matters. Happy Friday. It is finally Friday. This has been a long week, but we are still with you, and we've got a good show for you today. We are joined by Blaze TV contributors, both Yakubuians, host of The Bottom Line, and Eric July, host of For Cannon's Sake. And we are also joined once again by Alex Stein, Primetime 99 Alex Stein, comedian, comedic lobbyist, host of Conspiracy Castle. The list.
So they know he hosts the Conspiracy Castle.
Wow, look at that! What talk about an introduction? That is a true professional. Like I always say, Sarah, beautiful, professional, well-spoken. You have the total package. And not a lot of women have that because also, this is what I want to say. Listen, I'm not just buttering you up because they say, I think in this day and age, it's okay to tell a woman they're beautiful. They're trying to demonize that. Yeah. Well, and you make a Patriot line of makeup. Women need to go back to being beautiful. We need to beautifullize the world.
Pride in your appearance, right?
And you're on the forefront of that.
So
women being the key word.
Women.
Women. I'm gender fluid. So
you can be gender fluid, but sit that side of the table. I'll limit your fluidity real quick when you come to the side of the table.
Because I'm a Caitlyn Jenner, so I'm a gay woman, so I still like women no matter what. So you have no fear.
There you go.
Not enough fear. I'm just saying.
Well, we're off to a good start today already, guys. Let's get to some of these headlines of the day. So Joe Biden, he had an NBC News interview. I'm not quite sure why they continue putting him on camera in front of reporters, where he is going to be sitting there for a lengthy amount of time answering questions. But for some reason, they keep thinking it's a good idea to do. And he had a couple of embarrassing moments he was being mocked online relentlessly for. One of which being Joe Biden asked about Afghanistan, and he can't quite figure out which country it is that he's actually discussing. Watch.
And there was no way we were ever going to unite Ukraine. I mean, excuse me, Afghanistan.
What Alex believes on his podcast, or at least says he does, and as well as his colleagues, is that Joe Biden is just a puppet. Like, he's not really the president of anything. There's only one world government. All right, there's no countries. There's no elections. Maybe some local elections, but no elections of consequence. Actually, are legitimate, right? So when he starts commenting on just regular normal politics,
no way that was going to happen.
This is the only.
By the way, Lester Holt, who was interviewing him, did actually say Afghanistan in the question, so it was not like a gotcha or a trick question where he didn't use the actual country's name that he was talking about. Here, let me play for you guys. I want to get your thoughts on this, but let me play for you one more clip with Joe Biden not only downplaying inflation, but we've seen him do this. We saw him do this throughout the campaign trail. He has this odd habit of just getting very mad and making rude, insulting comments when people actually ask him journalistic questions. Now, it didn't happen very often because, as we know, there are really no true journalists left in the mainstream media. There are few and far between. So it didn't happen often, but when it did, you saw Joe Biden get viscerally angry whenever he was actually asked an honest question. Here he is calling Lester Holt a wise guy for actually asking an honest question about inflation. Why?
Say, Alex, if you don't pay attention, you're going to become a used car dealer, and they were right. So, okay, so I don't even want to give any of those teachers credit. But this is the problem with Joe Biden is we know that he can't speak, he can't function. He even trolled himself by saying, "Let's go, Brandon." You know what I mean?
I agree.
And so, because imagine you're the president, you're the leader of the free world, and you don't even know the same inside joke about you. You should be aware, like his self-awareness level is 0. But you see this, guys, I almost think they're kind of putting it out there and making him look bad so that people can pump up Hillary. Now you're saying Hillary's going to speak at the DNC or at that, whatever the newest event they're having. The Democratic Convention. So, I mean, just look at this. If they put in Hillary, she's even worse. I mean, she's almost, I believe, a satanic devil worshipping terrible person. I mean, I know that we say that sarcastically, but she really is an evil person in my mind. And if that's who these...
So, also just normie shit.
People like Lester Holt is on his team, and for him to be so unaware that he doesn't even realize that, he's gone. And if Hillary's the next option, oh man, we're toast with these mail-in ballots, COVID 2.0. Anything can happen in the next election cycle, and I really don't have a lot of hope because look what's happening in Ottawa. These guys are domestic terrorists. Look what happened on January 6th. Are domestic terrorists. So if you say the election was not 100% correct, you're a domestic terrorist, and they set all the groundwork for that. And are they going to sneak somebody in like Hillary next? I just don't think we see this video that Joe Biden can go for round 2.
There's no way. There's no way. So who is it? Is it Hillary?
Arthur would blend in just fine with Turning Point. Fucking, he can go around with Candace Owens. All right, anyway, you get that point. We're gonna keep going. I actually haven't listened to this yet, but this is a podcast called the My Family Thinks I'm Crazy podcast, which I've never listened to. So this will be the first time. I'm gonna listen to part of it. And he has Alex Stein on. This is back in October, so this is before the Blaze picked him up.
My family thinks I'm crazy.
It might be more sincere. We're gonna fast forward into it.
Esteemed guest, I feel very important. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Mike. Thank you to JP. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you guys having me with you today or tonight, and I hope we can unplug from the Matrix and talk about the fundamental lies that we live under.
Well, that's exactly the kind of conversation we like to get into.
There we go.
To start off, why don't you tell us what exactly shattered the Matrix for you? What was that moment in your life that made you realize that what you were being told was lies as you as you
for me,
entertained your cat with a fidget spinner?
For me, it was a lot of shit. It wasn't just your normal average day. One day you just, wake up to all this bullshit. But for me, like if I'm really going back and I'm thinking about the timeline, and we'll talk about my life and stuff, but really, I guess my first dive into conspiracy was Scientology. I freaking loved the Scientology. That was my first, like, wait, what is this? L. Ron Hubbard, Xenu? See, what happened was, so I graduated from high school 2005, graduated college 2010. It took me 4.5 years because I got suspended for part of college for, like multiple alcohol violations and stuff like that. But I did graduate. I moved to Los Angeles, California, and I packed up my Tahoe as soon as I graduated college and lived in the shittiest crack house apartment, studio apartment, literally $900, the cheapest place on Craigslist. No background check. There was a background check, but loose background check. Like you can have shit on your background and still get in type place. They did a background check, but like you can have a warrant and get in. There's a lot of ex-prisoners and people. As long as you pay the 3 months. In most places, it's like 2 months or whatever. This is extra special place. You paid 3 months, and I guess 1 month. The last one was refundable because I got my deposit back because I took care of my shitty little place. It was crack dungeon. But what I'm saying is, I lived right next to the celebrity. They can borrow money against all the real estate holdings they have, so they're going to be able to stay alive for a long time just based on the amount of land they own.
Yeah. So, going back to you, Alex, our esteemed guest, you graduated from high school 2005, graduated from college in 2010. During that time period, was there ever a thought in your mind that you'd be doing the Conspiracy Castle? Were you into conspiracies at this age? Were you kind of getting...
I was too high and drunk all of my college years, but I did want to be a broadcaster. I mean, I've always wanted. I did stand up in college, and I had open mics, and I actually won. They had a comedy competition at LSU every year. My senior year, I was in it every year, but I didn't win it I won it my senior year, and they did like the funniest comic of LSU, so I won it in 2010. But yeah, so
I've always wanted to be an entertainer, broadcaster. I didn't know. It's funny. The conspiracies just gave me, and I don't know if this is the same for Sam, because Sam was doing his comedy for a while, but like it kind of gave me a direction to funnel my energy in, because basically it's not just conspiracy. I'm really focused on hypocrisy, because hypocrisy is saying one thing and doing the other. And we just let people get by on that. We need to call them out on the hypocrisy. That's all I'm asking to do. So we can call it a conspiracy or not. So that's just basically my focus. And I didn't have it when I was younger. I didn't know, like, oh, should I like where I never stopped looking into conspiracies, but like Las Vegas happened. I kind of need to step away from like Hillary Clinton in that mindset. But that is really dark, because that got me on the same path though as Sandy Hook, dude. That and that's not something we can talk about, but dude, that is like the darkest shit ever. If you look into that, man.
Oh no! All right, I'm just not gonna turn my microphone off. I've just been turning my microphone off because I sniffle a lot, so I turn it off so it's like less audible. But sometimes shit like that happens. All right, well, hang on. I'll do it again. I'll do the whole thing again. Alex Stein, LSU Funniest Comic, 2010. He was a general studies major. Nobody, the ESPN link, they don't know he's a flat earther, even though they look through all his social media. They don't know he's a flat earther. Fuck. Work with me, come on. Stein, come on. Work with me. Yes, Alex Stein, a general studies junior. So he was 21, audition Wednesday, False Comic Standings. This is Louisiana State University. Blah, blah, blah. Wants his comedy to be raw. Okay. Even though it's the first time you're hearing it, it's the second time I'm saying it, so it's not going to be as good as the first time.
Platform you gonna put this on YouTube or what platform?
We're good. This is RSS, baby. We're protected free
speech.
Yes, you're good,
because on YouTube you can't talk about Sandy Hook.
No,
you can't talk about it at all.
Yeah, so he also thinks Sandy Hook is an inside job. He's talking about Las Vegas too, the Las Vegas shooting. So he and his colleagues thought for a while that Alex Jones was a shill. Well, actually, Alex for a while said that Alex Jones was like his hero and his role model. And you see that if you watch his very early podcast, you do see him try to emulate Alex Jones a bit. I don't know if I could find that, his first ever. Hang on. I guess I could just scroll down and find it. Well, this is his personal page. So he's got videos from like 10 years ago, just like, I guess him trying to act. 99 feeds his dog a dog. This is the only one we're going to watch.
Joe, sit. Oh. Sit.
What a fascinating man. So, let's see, if I was 11, so I guess he's about 20. This happened in 2011. No, I would have been 15. So he's 9 years older than me. So he would have been 24 in that video. Hang on, we'll give you a like. Like 7 days ago. Wow. People are checking the shit out. Okay, hang on. We gotta go all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. All the way. I don't even know why it scrolled me up. Alex Stein feeds the homeless. He's actually done other homeless people humor. Like where he'd give homeless people signs and pay them for like $4.
You want some lunch? What do you want?
10 years ago.
What?
The video's called Alex Jones, Alex Stein feeds the homeless.
That's cool.
Let's get out of the way.
No, can I get a large sweet tea and 4 McDoubles?
Anything else for you?
That's it.
$5.49 for
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's 25 when he was there. Don't know if he was a fat earther or not. But like he's still doing this shit. I respect the guy. He's been doing this for 10 years. Like he's doing his beef and cover. You don't have to. Well,
RSS. If anybody's listening right now that works for Spotify or iTunes, you can suck my. Take us off.
Wow. We don't have to have a whole Sandy episode. I just spent a lot of hours. Like Sophia Smallstrom, I used to have a show.
Well, I'll just put it out there. I'm going to tell all my listeners right now that if a big platform takes this show off, we got 30 ways to Sunday to keep this show going, and there's a bunch of different apps that you'll be able to find it at, including our website www.myfamilythinksimcrazy.com. And yeah, so don't worry about that, Alex. Free speech all day.
Yeah, but this is another thing. Matt Dredge said this. We can always find places, but it's called internet ghettos. We have to go to an internet ghetto to get our freedom of speech. You know, we can't do it on the same platform on our Facebook. So we got to find dark corners of the web, even though it's the legal corners. It's not the actual dark web. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's an internet ghetto. It's that place in between DLive, these non name brand streaming services. Yes, they're out there. There's always going to be somewhere out there we can put out our things. But the problem is the consumer doesn't want to leave whatever app they like, Apple, whatever the fuck.
But that's the thing is I don't want my show to be for people who are so mind brainwashed that they can't leave YouTube. You know, like I think I'm not stuck to this computer. I can go out. I can put my podcast stickers up all over the place. And I know before I got into podcast, if I saw a sticker somewhere, I'd be like, shit, look that up. So there's ways for us to get this message out there without social media and without the big platforms. So I respect it, Alex. Players involved with Q that were also involved with the Cicada ARG, this kind of role-playing game where people were recruited online to solve these different Clinton crime family.
Keep moving. So going live in 5 minutes. So he was on the Alex Jones show. So I think I have that video. I don't know. I don't think it's TOS to show InfoWars, but fuck it. No one's watching. We'll do it anyway. Anyway, most of his friends in the flat Earth world think Alex Jones is controlled opposition. So him going on is...
Tyrants worldwide are working overtime to silence free speech. And when it comes to free speech promoting human liberty, InfoWars is the tip of the spear. So I want to thank you all for your support and your word of mouth, and I want to encourage you all.
And you got that sanitizer, and you know I got that Pfizer. You know I stick it in my vein. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. Do it for the Ukraine. Before I go insane, let me antibacterial my body at the party, sipping Bacardi. You know the flow, and I am a pimp, cause I am on the blim. Eating lots of steak and shrimp. One more time, I 99. And you know I grind and shine. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir Putin needs to die. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir needs to die. I'm the truth in the booth. Take my picture. I'm a winner. I'ma eat you for dinner.
Like I said, I'm an improvisationalist. I have a few bars, as they say in the rap game, but I like to go off the dome, Mr. Jones. That's how I do it.
Going off the dome.
Off the dome, and like Obama, I'll kill you with a drone. I mean, come on. Hey, Alex, let's talk about that seriously. Why are we worried? This is the one serious thing I want to say. This is what makes me so mad. Is Kamala Harris, they're worried about the border between the Ukraine and Russia. Yet we're in Texas. One of my good friends died of a fentanyl drug overdose. Yet they won't even look at our border. I mean, I like to joke around and this and that, but it's actually like a open sore in our country, in our state. And even our own governor, Greg Abbott, they're still not doing enough about it. So I love to joke around and this and that, and I will have fun all day long. But man, it's just really sad that we're about to go into World War III for two countries that don't even care about us. Whether it doesn't matter which side you're on. Whether I'm not a Putin fan, but I'm also not a Zelensky fan of the Azov Battalion. But I am a fan of Texans. I am a fan of Mexicans. I love Mexicans. I love immigration. But the drugs created by the Chinese fentanyl that's coming through our border, that's killing my friends and family, it makes me absolutely sick. So just being able to actually talk to somebody that knows what's going on there and that'll actually let you talk about this, because you could never bring that up in the mainstream media. Oh, we got to worry about World War III. World War III. We have World War III already. It's here at our border in Del Rio. And you've exposed that, and I hope that I can expose that more and try to fix that problem some sort of way.
I tell you, this guy is amazing. He's been on with Owen Schroyer on the War Room. He's been on American Journal, Harrison Smith, and we, of course, played clips of him here. But he's a fellow Texan, and he's on air with us right now. He's got the #1 video, tens of millions of views all over the internet. Top story breaking yesterday. Alex Stein. He's our primetime guest, and we really appreciate him coming.
So we can watch it. So this is what Alex Stein has become. He's just saying shit that Charlie Kirk says and says the mainstream media won't let you say it. With Charlie Kirk is mainstream media. Some of the people screaming the loudest about the inherent sovereignty of Ukraine and no issue with the Chaz could have got less about America's wide open border. This is the 22nd. This is the day after Putin recognized Donetsk and Luhansk as independent countries. February 21st, the day of. Crisis in America's southern border is still more important than the crisis at Ukraine's eastern border. So anyway, Alex Stein has become Charlie Kirk. Tragic. I liked him better when he was Alex Stein. I don't like Charlie.
He's on YouTube with Conspiracy Castle. He's also on Twitter at Alex Stein 99, Instagram at Alex Stein, and of course he's got a band.video account, the Conspiracy Castle, that is also extremely popular. Now, I don't think this is his best rap. I think it's world class. It's broken the internet. It's super funny because the mic was overdriven. It's not a 100% out of the park grand slam like his previous rap that I think was the best I ever saw. But never fear, we're not having technical difficulties here today like they had in Plano, my old stomping grounds outside Dallas. I literally grew up right by there. No, ladies and gentlemen, we have him via Skype. He's going to be in studio with us Sunday, and so he's going to do the same rap or more improv here for us in just a moment. But first, let's go to the incredible developments that have taken the internet by storm.
I'm the proof when I'm in a booth, spitting on the mic. Anti-vax. Putin hates all of them blacks. Putin is a bad racist. Put him in the ground, white or brown. And I'm in Plano town. And you know you just got found. I'm a pimp on a blimp. Unless a stack is shrimp. No, you can't stop my shine. I'm number 99. And you know I grind and shine. And you know I do it all the time. One more time, I'm teaching class. This is your whole path. Zelensky is a VIP. Ukraine and I go insane. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. You know that is the plan. I'm a Zelensky stan. I love you, Vladimir Zelensky. You are so smart. What's the smell? Did somebody fart? No way. What can you say? Vaccinate me straight or gay. I love you, and I love to rhyme and grind all the time. And you got that sanitizer, and you know I got that Pfizer. You know I stick it in my vein. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. Do it for the Ukraine.
And gets to go smash women's dreams. There's women that spent every weekend of their life from high school to college in a swim.
Smash women's dreams, normie politics. Who's he talking about? He's talking about Leah Thomas, right? Because he's Charlie Kirk now.
They make it to the NCAA championships, and then you get second place and you lose to a person like Leah Thomas. That's a disgrace. That should be a crime. But that's the world we live in, and people don't want to. People don't want to admit it to themselves. We have a self-awareness problem in this country, and you are shining a light on that, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to shine a light on it. When I do these raps, I'm just putting a mirror to the mainstream media.
Beginning of their career, like I saw his first stream on the Conspiracy Castle. I've seen the majority of his work. I just see him pivot back to normie politics like this. It's so sad. Alex Stein and his...
Because the mainstream media is so absurd. Anything that comes out of Brian Stelter's mouth, Don Lemon's mouth, if you just repeat that, you sound like a buffoon because they are such clowns. And sadly, the world we live in, there's not enough people exposing it.
A colleague of his, I don't have his permission to show this, so I won't... His name isn't in it. But this is another flat earther who knows Alex Stein well. And let me make sure I get this in the right order. And I asked him about why he denied being a flat earther. Make sure I get this in the right order. Because these are screenshots from a Twitter DM conversation. This is the last one. So I asked Alex Stein's friend. He's a flat earth guy. Can't really say much more than that. Is Alex still a flat earther? Right at the top. Stein? As in Alex Stein? Of course. Then I showed him the conversation we had, right? He says, Paul, why are you such a douchebag loser? So I showed him that conversation of him denying it. So I say, he straight up denied it to me. I don't get why he'd get so pissed and deny it. I'm just confused. Because he's trying to get on with Blaze TV or one of those conservative channels. This guy has a high opinion of him too. If you haven't noticed, the label of flat earther would mean you cannot get said position. So why would they need to know? It appears you very badly wanted them to know he is a flat earther. It makes a difference to me if the Blaze knows. The Blaze doesn't watch my channel. I guess that makes sense. I think why it gets so pissed at me though. Also, Blaze is going to find out eventually. That's also a fact. If they don't know already, that they will find out. And then the third part of the conversation. Let's see. I don't have any contacts at the Blaze, and I'm not interested in tattling on Alex. Yes, but if they find out after he has a program, do you see the difference? So Alex actually wants his own show, I guess, if this guy's telling me is true. For me, I have no desire to work for corrupt media. And then I ask him to ask Alex to unblock me, which I don't believe he's done. Actually, I can check right now if he's unblocked me, but I don't think he did. So I'll keep this rolling.
In my opinion, Alex.
I totally agree. And soon they're going to have a biological women's league only that bars biological men, even though they should be barred, because men are now dominating track and field, swimming, wrestling, weightlifting, MMA. Biological men are, in some cases, killing women in the ring, and it's funny. To the left.
Alex, this is the thing, is they try to find dirt on me, and all they can say is, oh, you're transphobic. I'm not transphobic. If a person wants to transition their sex when they're an adult, go ahead. They can wear tin dresses. I don't care. But the idea that you're doing this to children, you're letting 3-year-olds pick their sexuality when they have never even had sex.
And you're coming to confuse them so you can claim that you're the shepherd leading them into this. It's total grooming, and they've even lost Bill Maher. Bill Maher now says it's pedophilia. So leave the frickin' kids alone.
Almost mainstream. That anything like trans or gay or education in schools is grooming. It's like QAnon adjacent stuff, but it's mainstream. Like you can find a lot of conservatives who believe that. That teaching kids about gender identity is grooming. It's just outrageous. But I mean, Alex Jones isn't that far outside the mainstream anymore. Now after he got sued for Sandy Hook, really the only thing that separates him from like mainstream now is one, that he doesn't believe in QAnon. And that he believes 9/11 was an inside job, which I don't think is mainstream yet.
Keep your damn hands off of them. Let them be innocent.
Yeah, 100%. And this is the thing. You have guys like, I keep on bringing up Howard Stern, but he still does a bit where he has to use you for clout, Alex. I don't know if you see this. I don't watch his show anymore.
Alex Jones doesn't believe in QAnon might be a bit too generous. He doesn't believe in Q, I should say. The substance of QAnon, like the pedophile rings and Satanists, he does believe in. He just doesn't believe Q. He doesn't believe in a lot of like the side groups, like the what's his face, JFK Jr. or RFK Jr., whichever one's going to come back in Dallas and stuff. He doesn't believe in that, the Q specific stuff, but the stuff that preceded Q that led it to Q, he does believe in.
Pretty funny, yeah.
But it's a funny bit, but that shows you how pathetic he is for content, because he's a loser, because anybody that listens to him, they've woken up by now to his garbage. You know, that he says, oh, you should die if you're not boosted. I mean, these people that are in power, they literally are giving us a bioweapon that is created by multinational corporations that don't care about America. These corporations are globalists. They care about having world dominance, so they want to so mad. It's Kamala Harris. They're worried about the border between the Ukraine and Russia, yet we're in Texas. One of my good friends died of a fentanyl drug overdose, yet they won't even look at our border. I mean, I like to joke around and this and that.
He's doing it again. He's Charlie Kirk now. You could forget about the Blaze. Work for Turning Point USA. They'd fucking hire you. Just don't tell them you're a flat earther. Or do. Who gives a shit? And fucking... They still work with Candace Owens. Alright, well anyway, we'll keep it moving. We got a lot. I gotta clear out all these tabs, except for the dashboard Restream tab. That stays. So this is the most recent episode of the Baby Truther Show. The show he used to host. This is like one of the more important Flat Earth podcasts. Sharon and Rose to himself.
People that are trying to perpetuate non-truths, misinformation, disinformation. It's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're removing them from the world stage, that which is, DITRH. We can't have that misinformation out there, and therefore he's just dead.
So
now open up the crib and let your man.
Let's go. It's the baby. Rose 777 I like a lot because she's well.
They give me lemon, dog. I be making lemonade.
That's It's Alex.
And welcome,
Alex
everybody. It
is
is the Baby Truther Show,
So I
episode
just
number
wanna see
1.
if
I
they
know you're
talk about
confused. Like,
Alex in
what the
this.
hell is going on? How could it be episode number 1? Well, we're doing something a little different, and we are going to start out with a different kind of show. It's going to be, I'll tell you about it as we get going. We've got myself, I'm here. We've got Rose in the center seat. Rose, welcome to the show. Thank you for
Also,
joining me
David
for
Weiss,
episode number
I don't
1.
know if it
You
doesn't
are our
look like
featured
you're gonna be
co-host. Oh, I got to change your, you're kind of see-through still.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to
Give me
continue.
one
with
second.
Hello, Jaron.
How are you?
Everybody, it's a pleasure to be here. It's been a long time, and it just feels great to be back, especially as the main co-host.
Yes, the featured co-host for the day. Welcome. All right, I think we fixed that. Now you're there. We go. Now you're not see-through. And I felt that we should honor Dave Weiss. I don't know if did you hear that Dave passed away?
Yes, he passed away. He is no longer with us, and we will all miss him very much and all of the things that he brought to the community.
Yeah, he brought a lot, and I'm going to take over the app, I guess. I mean, somebody's got to. You know, what are you going to do? But you know how I found this out is because I watched the most truthful show that there is out there, and that's the RV Truth Show. And
Yes.
because he knows all the truths, and so let me show you here. Hopefully I can find this. Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm not going to keep pausing it, but I'm pausing for that. RV Truth is a rival of theirs, so he's being sarcastic when he says RV Truth knows all the truths.
This is the, thank goodness, I watched because he came out with this show the other day. Flat Earth Trifecta, Rob Skiba, Mac, and now Dearth. So
It's time to say goodbye. All of these shills and all of the people that are trying to perpetuate non-truths, misinformation, disinformation. It's time to say goodbye. So what they're doing is they're removing them from the world stage, that which is.
This is the, thank goodness, I watched because he came out with this show the other.
Hang on a second. Does RV Truth? Because the other two guys, what were the other names? Rob Skiba died recently. He's a very religious flat earther who died with COVID. Of course he did, a few months ago. But they all believed he was killed by his doctors with remdesivir. He died from COVID. I'm not gonna say that's funny because he was an anti-vaxxer, but whatever. So he's definitely dead. I don't exactly know who Mac is. I probably should know, but I don't. So now, let me see. I can find this. RV Truth. Russian videos truth. I don't listen to as much of him as I should. Only 29 seconds?
Dave, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you make of COVID?
What do I make of COVID? You know what? I had it. I got sick, and now I'm better. I didn't die.
So Dave, with the flat Earth.
Oh, so it's because he got COVID, and RB Truth doesn't think COVID exists. He thinks the whole thing is fake. So David Weiss saying he got it.
Theory.
Also,
For some-
RB Truth already has a lot of beef with Weiss. The flat Earth community has a lot of drama in it. It's kind of like a high school like friend group. They gossip a lot. They're catty.
So you safe. You have to go into a hospital. You have to go somewhere, and you need to put on a mask if you absolutely have to. FakeMaskWorldwide.com. And I needed to get away, so I did it.
So it doesn't sound like he's saying he died. Hang on, let me read the comments. Doesn't sound like he's suggesting he died.
Dave, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you make of COVID?
Hang on, let me see how Russian Videos Patreon is doing. This guy's a lot of fun. Another flat earther. 157 patrons. I have one patron. It's tragic. Patreon.com/PaulSconey. Alright, what are the comments on this? If you attempt, gone for good, no exceptions. Suddenly have it. Doesn't sound like they're saying he dead. They're saying he is dead. Alright, well.
Other day. Flat Earth Trifecta, Rob Skiba, Mac, and now Dearth. So
It's time to say goodbye. All of these shills and all of the people that are trying to perpetuate non-truths, misinformation, disinformation. It's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're removing them from the world stage, that which is, DITRH. We can't have that misinformation out there, and therefore he's just dead.
So so my co-host went away quickly. I lost Dave, and we lost Alex. Alex is a big leaguer now. I don't know if you know. 5 million views yesterday with his what city was it? Not Dallas.
5.5 million views, Jaron.
What was that?
Who's that?
Hello?
So yeah, they're just hang on. What was 5.5 million views? So yeah, they're saying he's just in the big leagues. Okay, so I haven't seen that stream yet because that's the most recent one. But I guess yeah, he's gone. That's so sad. Hang on. Conspiracy Castle, 5.5 million views. Is that combined views? Am I gonna be able to find this on YouTube? $5.5 million? No. Well, maybe they'll show the video.
Hello? I'm not dead. I don't think I'm dead.
Dave?
Hold on. Let me see if I can come on camera here. Oh.
I think Baby Truth is
it's the disembodied head of Dave Wise.
Oh my God.
Dave, Ted, where are you?
I don't know. I thought I was home, but I feel a little high.
Look at your computer and decide whether you're in heaven or hell when you look at the news.
Well, I mean,
really weird.
I go outside and everybody's wearing masks and everybody's talking about getting the double diplicity due.
Or do you stand with Ukraine?
Rose.
What's going on in Ukraine?
You might be dead.
Even though you're dead, you have not yet escaped.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, you are dead. Oh boy. Well, it's good to have you here in spirit. So I should probably call RV.
There's not much here in heaven. You can see my room is empty. All I have is my logo and
QR code
and a QR code. Huh.
I bet
fascinating.
You're probably not dead.
You can't take anything with you when you die, but at least you got to keep your QR code.
That tells us that maybe he's alive. You mean RV's wrong? No.
And it's weird how I don't know if it's that way on the show, but my QR code is being hidden by my name, so we'll just do that. And there we go.
Dead people can't do that. You're affecting the reality too much. I don't believe it. I think you're alive. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Yes, Alex is should we watch his show? Should we watch his little piece?
Oh.
Did you see it, Dave?
Let's get it on the record. This is maybe to the show. We miss Alex Stein. Let's get a little piece of it.
I mean, he might be right. I'm not sure where I am. This is really screwed up. Where's my body, Rose?
Do some research.
Do some research.
Indeed. Let's see if we can find him here. I don't know if he's got his show on here. No. Do you know what channel it's on? The Alex Stein channel? I don't know.
I saw something on Instagram.
My sister messaged me today like, oh, here's this one. My sister messaged me like, this guy has 5 million views.
And he was on Fox News. Alex sent us the link to a clip on Fox.
Yes.
So I guess that means that my dad saw him on TV because my dad watches Fox.
Oh, good. So he's informed.
Rose, I'm not sure if I'm in heaven or hell, but one thing they told me here is never trust anybody that has more than 2 cats. Can you make heads or tails of that?
I think that it's so true. I think that someone who has more than 2 cats like me, see, we have our priorities straight. And so we can't be bothered by, things that aren't, having to do with taking care of and making sure our cats are extremely happy. Everything else is ancillary. So if you really need someone to put you first, less than 2 cats is someone I would recommend. I would say you can't trust someone with more than 2 cats, but don't, invite them somewhere for more than 3 days. You can't rely on that.
The fact that they all
2 days maybe, but not 3.
You know, one thing I noticed, Jerry.
Fox News. Let's see. This might have been. When was the last Baby Truth show? Where that he was on. 224 might be this one.
I'll never stop grinding.
You should stop.
Sometimes I do need to relax. I think I'm grinding too hard.
Welcome everybody to the Baby Truth Show. I am your host, Jennifer Jones, and we got one thing going wrong here, but I'll fix it here in a second. It is episode 34, so that's very exciting. And we've got Alex Stein with us. Alex, welcome to the show.
Wow, 34. Even though this is way more than 34 shows, these are the official numbers, but guys,
unofficial.
It's one more than 33. 34 minus 1 is 33.
Why are you giving that so much power, Dave? Stop giving 33 all the power.
It takes all the power. I mean, it has all the power. If it's 33, then it's the Jewish Illuminati.
Somebody told me we're giving people power by putting 33 on the episode number. Like, what are you talking about? We're taking the power. We want that power. I don't want to give it to the Freemasons.
Well, did you see Shaquille O'Neal just got like a new All-American jacket, and he was number 33? And
of course he was.
Yeah,
of course he was. I knew that the entire time he came out about Flat Earth, it was disinfo.
I would love to talk to him about it because he knows the shape of the Earth. He's like, when he said that,
you can tell he was being honest.
Oh, he was being so honest because he was like, how does he describe it? He's like, when I drive from California to Florida, I don't drive like this. He's like, I drive like this the whole way, and he's right. I mean, it's just, I mean, if the Earth did curve at that 8 inches per mile square.
Well, I'm saying it would be, and if we were moving, dude, I think the world would suffer from motion sickness. You know what I mean? People can't even read a book inside of a car. I think if we were really moving,
I say the same thing. That's what's absurd. It's like 2 million miles per hour.
Did you ever see the video of an earthquake and then what happens in pools? How they just go crazy, just from a little shake.
Dude, I was in one earthquake in California. Jaren's probably been in a bunch, but I'm saying the walls look like I mean, it was just like I don't even know. I mean, they're bending. So
Sky Bear.
I know gosh, he's really loud today. He's like really fired up. But I'm saying just that little shake of the earth, dude, is like devastating. They have to build special buildings on balls, you know, in downtown LA and in San Francisco so they don't fall down. So it's like just that little movement changes all of this structurally engineered buildings. You know we're not moving at the rate. And dude, forget about that. It's the flights. It doesn't make sense when you're flying from New York to California when the Earth is supposedly going underneath you, that you don't gain any sort of flight time.
That's the most absurd thing to me too. Who was I talking about the other day? I was talking about somebody who doesn't even believe, but I was explaining how it works with the atmosphere. He's like, that's not what they say. I'm like, yeah, that is what they say. He's like, no, but it can't. It wouldn't work that way. I'm like, yeah, that's what. Welcome to flat Earth. You know, it's like they don't get it that actually the Earth is moving and the column of air that goes up is moving with it, and even the airplane. So the airplane takes off from New York and is actually going 1,000 miles per hour backwards, and then goes 500 miles per hour forwards.
Makes perfect sense.
I mean, it's still Yes, okay, I get it now. I'm just making sure. It just seems a little bit iffy
it's
sometimes.
Ball sense.
A lot of ball sense there. Let's see. I'm making sure this chat thing works. It's not working today.
Sky Bear is really going bonkers. I don't know what it is today. You know, it's the weather. It's freezing in Dallas. What is it like in where you're at, David?
We are going to get a snowstorm starting tonight, I believe, and it's anywhere from 2 inches to a foot.
Oh my god! And dude, it's like all frozen outside. I already slipped when I went outside to try to walk the dog. So Ginger's going crazy. She went to go for a walk. It's all frozen. All there's like this fire truck got in an accident here in Dallas because the roads are so slick. It slipped into a bunch of 18-wheelers. So it's like we're not built for this. So it's just I don't know. It's like cluster fuck as they say in Dallas.
I'm not built for it at all, man. I like to think I'm pretty tough. Not when it comes to the weather. Last night I was like 30. I can't stand it.
So it's 32 in Northern California right now. So it's like that there too. Wow.
Very cold.
Wow.
It's complicated technology, dude. It's something. I mean, what is it? It never gets. Does it ever? I mean, I guess there's skiing and stuff in
well, up in the mountains, but not down low. I mean,
look, that's Sky Bear doing the Alex imitation. Wow. Wow.
I think so. There it is.
That's pretty damn good.
It's pretty close.
That's pretty damn good.
Let's listen again.
They say your pet takes on your personality, David. So that's what we're facing. I mean, that's what happens. So
how do you live with those cats then?
I don't know. And Angus doesn't like me, but Sky Bear is. Him and I are twins, and we're loud, we're obnoxious, we fart, we go poop outside the litter box.
Great, fantastic.
A lot of bad habits that we picked up from each other. The toxoplasmosis is really taking over. I say that a lot, but I think it's 100% real.
I don't even doubt it when I hear you say it. I'm like, yeah, that seems about right.
Because David doesn't have toxoplasmosis. He doesn't worship his cats like the Egyptians. That's what they say. That's why the Egyptians liked cats. Is they all suffer from toxoplasmosis. That's why they worshipped them. They were taken over by the parasite.
Here's the question of the hour, which I have a feeling Alex will be the lowest. Dave, how much would you have to be paid to sleep with a vaccinated individual?
Also, yeah, this is on Rock.
How much would you have to be paid to go to the
Probably
moon?
not going to be TOS for YouTube and Twitch. So I guess you can watch it yourself if you want. It's on Rockfin, whatever. This is the last stream that I think Alex is going to be on. Very sad to see a flat earther graduate to Charlie Kirk talking points, bitching about transgender swimmers and the southern border. But it's interesting. Hopefully this will archive some of his career as a flat earther and his journey, which has been like no other. That he started off as conservative normie, became a baby truther, became an adult truther, and then as soon as the possibility of being famous was put in front of him, became a normie again, and none of his friends gave a shit about it or held it against him. So we'll see what he does. We'll see if he unblocks me on Instagram. And we'll, I guess, it's just gonna be just if he gets his own show, and he just whines about culture war stuff, it's just gonna be so sad. It's just gonna be so terrible to watch. I liked him better when he was a flat earther. Oh well, it's his life. He has to live it. But yeah, well, so with that, I'm gonna be logging off. But there you go. That's how I know Alex Stein. That's what I think of him. And